locations across the region. It's why we're in the middle of a THV11 weather impact alert day. Faith has the day off. We'll have plenty more from our team of reporters. As you see, we've already deployed. And with what happened in Southern California earlier this year on many mines, any sign of fire today here in the city has people alarmed. So we're going to start our team coverage with Catherine Rowley, who's been in West Little Rock and Southwest Little Rock today following city fire crews. Catherine, give us an update on what the scene's like out there.
Thanks, Rolly. I'm here at the Geyers Center, Spring Center, Shopping Center, and this fire started to the left of me, and it then spread all the way around to my right. We're not really sure on the cause of that fire. It's still being investigated, and there's not a lot of information, but what I can tell you is that I've seen at least 6 structures that are damaged so far. Some of them don't have any roofs left, and it looks like it's just been a devastating fire for this community and for these homes. There's also been community members out along fighting the fire with the firefighters using buckets and hoses and even their garden hoses, using anything they can to mop up the hot spots to make sure that they have a safer area to come home to later tonight. Now, we're going to stay here for a little bit and monitor this, but Rebecca Brown is out right now at Whitehall at another grass fire, and she brings us the latest now.
Thank you, Catherine. Just kind of same view as you as well. Moments ago, me and our photographer, Bree, has just arrived here in Whitehall. And I'm going to step aside so you can kind of see the view. It has gotten dark and gloomy over here. You can see tons of emergency vehicles out there. Now, this is the results of all those pictures and videos you have shown us from Interstate 530. You're seeing the aftermath of that, basically, or the actual action of it. You see all the emergency vehicles. You can see the smoke. It is very cloudy out here. There is no word of evacuation as right now. But according to RDOT, they have shut down I-530. Currently, both northbound and southbound directions are closed. Multiple agencies are on the scene. As you can see, just plenty of smoke out there. We are rerouting people. It took us a while when we were getting back here to Whitehall to get here. It was all backed up traffic. We had to go on the access road. We actually ended up on here on Highway 104 on Skeeter, Hawk right here. Tons of emergency vehicles flying by, tons of people out there watching their homes to make sure that fire doesn't hit theirs. I mean, just really much devastating damage out here. Our people are just on high alert, as you already mentioned, as we're in those red flag alerts. So we will send it back to you, Rolly, up there, but this is just a scene for right now. We'll keep you updated as we keep following this.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. We'll also get an update on when they might reopen I-530 headed down to Jefferson County. Let's get back here into the city. The alarm going out earlier this afternoon, a fire near Walmart on Bowman in West Little Rock. That had a lot of people alarmed, and it appears to have plenty of people out in the parking lot at the Superstore out there. Our Carter Thweet is live with the latest. Carter.
Yeah, Rolly, we are out here actually in the Walmart parking lot, which is pretty much completely deserted. It's the parking lot across the street. They're not even letting most people get close to the Walmart here. As I turn around, I can see, I don't know if you can really make it out above the building, but we can make out a little bit of the smoke above the Walmart here. We spoke to a police officer who said he thought the fire was a little closer to the Walmart than it was to the homes behind the Walmart. We also spoke to some Walmart associates here in this parking lot who basically told us what we kind of already knew. They were evacuated, asked to go to that parking lot across the street, and have not really been asked back. They were only in this parking lot to get their cars and I guess go home. The Walmart completely evacuated of customers, of associates, of pretty much everybody, again, for this fire behind the Walmart on 700 South Bowman Road. So we don't know a whole lot about it now, but we can see the smoke, we can smell it, and obviously nobody being allowed into this Walmart for the time being. We'll continue to ask around and give you the latest information. For now, though, going to send it back to you.
All right, Carter, thank you. We've also been keeping in touch with city law enforcement. They've been letting us know if they have any evacuations plans. We'll let you know. So much of the danger today is coming from these winds, knocking down trees, onto power poles. That's why right now between 25 and 30,000 people in the state are without electricity. Lonoke County has been hardest hit this afternoon, but Grant County, you see there in orange, has picked up several outages here in the last few hours. hours. So let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Tom Brennan. You issued this weather impact alert day because of this red flag warning. It's pretty unique around here. So
it is.
What do we know about the wind? Is it dying down anytime soon?
Well, the wind will relax a little after sunset tonight, Rolly. We're keeping an eye on a number of different things. Number one, the overall humidity level. We had a dry line move through this afternoon. The wind started out of the southwest. They've now shifted west. The humidity values have dropped off, and I'll show you here in just a few minutes. The wind speeds have just been off the charts. We've had wind gusts in central Arkansas over 50+ miles per hour. So with the red flag warning, you combine the wind, the low humidity, and the high fire danger, and this is what you're going to get. This is in effect till 7 o'clock tonight. And I'm keeping an eye on the National Weather Service, see if they might extend this into tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a windy day as well. That's why we have the weather impact alert. Of course, for the high winds, low humidity, burning outside is not recommended at all. In fact, I know that some of these fires are accidental. They may have developed with tree limbs falling on power lines, but it is not recommended statewide. And one thing I have seen is an uptick in the number of burn bans that have come across this afternoon. I mentioned the humidity values. The dew points are very low. That's a reflection of the amount of moisture that we have in the air, which isn't much. So with this next boundary moving through, it is dropping the humidity levels quite a bit. Our humidity outside is right around the 20 percentile range here in the Little Rock area. You talk about the winds, Rolly, just a moment ago. Upper 20+ mile per hour winds sustained. The gusts have been in the 40+ mile per hour range. This is right now. This is what we're looking at in the 4:30 hour. Wind gusts are very strong. The fire danger around the region is high. And also, Mr. Hoyt, we're looking at a number of counties that have piled in now and have begun to add up. Just recently, Saline, Jefferson County, for obvious reasons, Dallas, Hot Spring, Clark, and Arkansas counties in the southern part of the state. That's what we're looking at right now. I'll have a full forecast in just a few minutes. We're hoping we get some rain on Sunday. That'll help a little bit, but we're going to stay rather dry until then.
All right, Tom, thank you. Now, just in the last hour, we've learned smoke is building back up in western Pulaski County, that fire that started on Monday. So far, the fire departments out there tell us it's just smoke. They feel that fire has not, reignited. It has burned already nearly 2,000 acres over the last 2 days. For comparison, that's double the size of Lake Maumelle. It's about 5 miles north of where this fire was centered. And while crews feel they do have the upper hand now, with these high winds and other factors that you heard from Tom, they cannot be too careful.
Currently, the fire is 100% contained. We have had crews, along with the Forestry Commission, crews on site around the clock since the fire Monday afternoon, continuing to strengthen the fire lines around the fire, as well as keeping a watch to make sure the fire doesn't jump the line.
We've got crews responding to another fire in that area today. They reported a grass fire on Jones Road caused by, again, a fallen power line. We are going to rejoin our over-the-air broadcast here in about 15 seconds, so stand by here on THV11 Plus. A rare red flag warning proving to be very necessary as wildfires have roared up in dozens of locations across the state. It's why we are in the middle of a THV11 weather impact alert day. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Rolly Hoyt. Faith has the night off. With memories of what happened in Southern California earlier this year on many minds, any sign of fire here in the city has people alarmed. So we're going to begin our team coverage with Catherine Rowley. She's been following city fire crews through this to different places this afternoon. We've also got Rebecca Brown down in Jefferson County, where a fire there closed down a busy interstate. Let's start with you, Catherine. What's the latest out in West Little Rock?
Thanks, Rolly. This is actually the second fire scene I've been to today, but I'm here at the Geyer Springs Shopping Center, and this fire actually started to my right behind the building, and then it spread all the way around. Sorry, it started at my left and then spread all the way around to my right. There's community members and those who just want to help out here mopping up hot spots with buckets, garden hoses. They're even stomping on those hot spots. Now, it is pretty dangerous. The wind out here is not helping fire crews. I have been in contact with the Little Rock Fire Department, and they say that crews are stretched thin with the amount of fires that are coming, and there is, like Rolly said, there's no burning that should happen outside because of situations like this. We're going to stay here and continue to monitor this. There's not a lot of information on how the fire started or really anything else. I did see at least 6 structures are damaged, and that's all we can really get as close to right now, but we will continue to monitor this. Rebecca Brown is in Jefferson County, and she has some updates on the wildfires or grass fires there. Rebecca?
Yeah, thanks, Catherine. We're kind of looking at that same view. If you just look behind me, you can see tons of smoke and emergency vehicles. Here's one about to pass us right now. I am close to Whitehall, so you'll be seeing video shortly of what happened on I-530. All of you have called us, showed us videos, and sent us pictures. That is a result of this fire that we're seeing right now and all of this smoke. So on those Interstate 530, both sides were shut down because of a potential grass fire. We were told by RDOT as well as Arkansas State Police that emergency vehicles are on the scene, shut down both sides going northbound and southbound directions. And what you're seeing right now is just Whitehall off Highway 104. We're in the area of Skeeter Hawk on the streets. Moments ago, you can just see all this smoke and you can smell it in the air. You can see all those emergency vehicles working down there. And we had to take tons of detours to get here, so they have closed down the interstate basically and have pushed everybody off that access road, and it took us quite a while to even get here to the side of the road to show you guys of what's happening. Obviously, it is a dangerous situation, so we are keeping our distance, and as well as authorities are telling you to keep your distance. At the moment, we have not heard anything about evacuations, but we have heard that this potential grass fire, is just moving up and has made its way up towards Whitehall. So we are taking all the precautions as necessary. But we will send it to Rolly to tell us more about the winds and everything else that's going on around our state.
All right, Rebecca, we will check back in with you soon and get you updates on I-530. Meanwhile, back here in Little Rock, West Little Rock to be specific, it's going to be a complicated commute down Chenal Parkway. A fire behind the Walmart on Bowman causing alarm this afternoon. THV11's Carter Thweet is in their parking lot. Carter, what's the latest?
Rolly, here is what we know right now. There's currently a fire going behind this Walmart here at 700 South Bowman Road. I can make out a little bit of smoke above kind of where it says market. I don't know if you can really make that out on camera. At times there's been a lot, other times you haven't really been able to see it. A lot of the roads around this location in West Little Rock are closed. Chenal has some closures and obviously backed up traffic. Canis, the same thing. We had to take a back road to even get close. Across the street from this Walmart parking lot, there's associates who have been evacuated. They told me they and customers were told they had to be out of the Walmart, so they're over there. We've seen a few come and get their cars and leave, imagining they're not coming back anytime soon. A police officer told us he thinks the fire a little bit closer to the Walmart than it is to the homes behind, but so far we don't know a whole lot about the fire itself other than the fact that it evacuated a lot of people from this Walmart on 700 South Bowman Road, the woods behind that location. We're going to continue to learn more, and we'll be back later, hopefully, with more information. For now, though, in Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV11 News.
All right, Carter, thank you. Anything in the city or nearby is going to have a lot of people worried. Now, so much of this danger today is coming from the high winds. They're knocking down trees onto power poles. It's why right now between 25 and 30,000 in the people in the state are without electricity. The orange county you see there is Grant County, Sheridan. They have 3,600 people, customers, without power right now. Lonoke County, off to the northeast of that, also has been seeing outages as we've gone throughout the day. So with those high winds, let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannan, the man who pulled the trigger on this weather impact alert day. How much longer do we have to go through this?
Well, at least till 7 o'clock, but I will tell you this, just a moment ago, the National Weather Service did up our fire danger to extreme. Meteorologist Nathan Scott is updating those counties, but I'll tell you, it includes most of Arkansas. Central Arkansas, northeast, eastern, and northern Arkansas. I'll get to that here in a moment. I did want to point out that I have been keeping an eye on these hot spots out here, and they're mainly south of 630. Here's I-630 for those of you that want to be oriented just a bit. There are 4 hot spots here south of 630, south of University, along with the one that's out close to the Bowman Walmart. So we know of at least 5 areas of concern here in the Little Rock area. And with the wind continuing this evening, with the red flag warning in effect, it's possible that these may spread a little. Folks, it's important not to burn anything outside. And don't throw your cigarette butts out the window because these fires will spread quickly. And that's all the preaching I'll do, but let's go to graphics now. Red flag warning is in effect for most of the state, and this really reflects the counties that are also under this extreme risk of fire danger. In fact, I have the update now. I'm going to do that real quick, so keep looking at that graphic. It's important to point out that you've got low humidity values, you've got high winds, no moisture, and the burn, at least the risk for burning, has been elevated to the extreme category. Now, the weather impact alert goes through 7 o'clock tonight. Really, I have not heard yet if the Weather Service is going to extend this. The winds have been up over 40 to 50 miles per hour. We've had gusts even higher than that. Jonesboro had a 63 mile per hour wind gust. So we're keeping the weather impact alert through at least 7. Humidity values are down. The dew point is very low. Dry line moved through. The dew point's dropped off. And the humidity values also dropped off statewide. And look at these wind speeds. We're talking sustained winds over 25 to 30 with wind gusts even higher than that, 30, 35, 40. So these fires, if they ignite, they're going to spread very quickly. This is the wildfire danger I'm talking about. We're now extreme, and that includes central Arkansas, including Pulaski County, but most of central, eastern, and northeastern Arkansas. And the burn bans continue to roll in. Here they are currently. I will talk more about the fire danger in just a few minutes and also take a look ahead at the possibility of that next chance of rain. Rolling.
All right, Tom, thank you. That look west that he gave you there, among the smoke spots that we've seen is out in West Pulaski County. There was concern that that fire that started there on Monday had reignited. We're getting word, though, from state and local officials that it has not. It's been already burned more than 2,000 acres over the last 2 days. That's about double the size of Lake Maumelle you see there. It's about 5 miles north of where the fire took place. Crews feel they have the upper hand, but the high winds have made it very difficult, and they are being overly cautious.
Currently, the fire is 100% contained. We have had crews, along with the Forestry Commission, crews on site around the clock since the fire Monday afternoon, continuing to strengthen the fire lines around the fire, as well as keeping a watch to make sure the fire doesn't jump the line.
And speaking of Lake Maumelle, Central Arkansas Water has reported that there are no problems getting water to anywhere in the region to help fight any of these fires that have come up today. Crews are in Camden are battling several fires in South Arkansas. As you might expect, viewer video spectacular from one of those scenes. Police department confirming they are working with fire department to respond to scenes like this. They've also told us they're evacuating homes in the area around Williams Road. Again, that is in Camden. There are more than 36 fires going right now across the state, according to forestry officials. Among them, one in Hot Spring County in the town of Caney. About 40 homes have been evacuated in an area bounded by Highway 128, 283, and Poplar Road. That latest figure coming from County Judge Dennis Thornton. There are evacuations in other places, including Clark County and near Heber Springs. Local, state fire crews all responding all over the map. So we will keep you updated. Meanwhile, tornado cleanup continues in north central Arkansas. The people in Diaz are walking around shocked, but working together to recover. THV11's Maya Ellison gives us a look at those efforts after Friday's storms.
This is all that's left of a home in Diaz, Arkansas, with its foundation still standing after an EF4 tornado came through the town on Friday night, affecting homeowners, businesses, and even airplanes as well.
And it's just total destruction. There's trees everywhere, lines down. It was really bad.
Diaz Mayor Perry Stegall says his city has never experienced a tornado of this magnitude. Along West Main Street, you can see the aftermath. Piles of wood from uprooted trees, debris in the middle of fields and homes with nothing left.
People hurt. There's a house over on the river got blown away, and they were hurt pretty bad.
Mayor Stegall showed us a yard of unrecognizable cars, tractors, and even clothes hanging in the trees. Despite the damage, the family escaped unharmed.
I was told that the owner of this house, he was down in the storm cellar, which is over behind me, and they were in there, and the tornado hit. He was safe and sound.
The same for Diaz Police Sergeant Richard Morris, caught in the middle of the storm.
It picked him up off the road, over a house, and threw it in the backyard next to a parked vehicle. And he's banged up pretty good, but he's got good spirits.
We had 7 injuries, 3 of them critical, and every one of them's out of the hospital now.
But what kept everyone going through tough times? Their resiliency and faith. Over at City Hall, supplies line the walls and volunteers prepare to deploy.
To get this paperwork filled out, and I'm coming back here.
Utility workers are moving quickly, and at Campbell Station Baptist Church, Becky Haid and Kenneth Lamb are doing all they can.
We were actually able to feed about 177 people here today. Hamburgers and hot dogs. Tonight we're doing fried chicken, coleslaw, and potato salad.
A down-home Southern meal providing a little hope after the storm.
Just put your faith in God and let Him take care of everything, and the community comes together to help each other out. It's been really amazing.
In Diaz, Maya Ellison, THV11 News.
Amazing stuff, Maya. Thank you. Everyone working for Jackson County has been busy as well, and they're asking anyone who needs debris removed to reach out as they work to try and get you as quickly as they can. Tom?
Weather impact alert continues tonight through 7 o'clock for red flag warnings and high fire danger. It looks as if the Weather Service is going to let it go, but they may reissue for tomorrow depending on those wind speeds. And of course, the low humidity values. Here's your hour by hour for the rest of the night. It's going to get colder. The clouds are going to come back in. There's even an opportunity for a little snow in northwest Arkansas. We'll talk about our next chance of rain after the break.
Continuing coverage of this THV11 weather impact alert day. Red flags over Arkansas. Let's get live coverage again from Catherine Rowley. She is in southwest Little Rock, where fire got awfully close to a busy shopping center. Catherine, what's the latest?
Hi, Rolly. Yeah, we're still here, and there's still 4 fire trucks behind me, all kind of scattered throughout where the fire was. I do want to notice one thing. It's just the amount of water that you see behind me. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but there is gallons of water just rushing. That's because the community has a fire hose that they've been using to fill buckets up. They're still continuing to mop up the hot spots. It's a little bit farther behind me is where they're working on now. They've kind of started from my immediate right all the way back to the homes back there. We're not entirely sure on how many structures have been damaged or what the exact cause of this was. But if you're just joining us, the fire did start to my immediate left and swooped all the way around to my right, kind of ending right where my hand is right now. Again, we're not really sure on what caused the fire or any more details, but we're hoping to get more soon. Rolly, I'm going to toss it back to you so you can head out to our other reporters that are covering other fires.
All right, thank you, Catherine. We'll check back with you for sure as well. But we've got Rebecca Brown down in Jefferson County. A lot of people alarmed when the word came down that I-530, the main artery between Pine Bluff and Little Rock, shut down because of a fire that appeared to be on both sides of the highway. Rebecca, what's the latest?
Rolly, you're exactly right. We definitely felt those results of that shutting down because we had to get off on the access road to even get here. I'll show you the view of why this all is the reason why we're on the access road right now. You can still see that smoke. You can still see those emergency vehicles out there. Similar to what Catherine said, we don't know how this fire was caused, what even happened, or how this even got started. So we have called authorities. Obviously, you know, this is a huge fire that is going on. So we have not heard back on what has caused this. But what we do know is that they're still navigating traffic, detouring people to stay off the interstate because we were told, and our viewers have called us and said the visibility was terrible, how bad the smoke is. As you can see, people have been just monitoring their homes, making sure everything is good. Making sure everyone is safe, and that's what we're trying to continue to do while we're on air, and just make sure that we're giving you everyone the information and the latest. And as we continue to receive that, we'll give you the latest information here on THV11. But I will send it back to you, Rolly.
All right, Rebecca, thank you so much. We're trying to squeeze as many seasons as we can here in Arkansas in a week or less, because normally you would associate these red flag warnings and high fire danger with summertime. But that's not necessarily the case this week. We started off the weekend with strong storms and tornadoes. We've got the fire danger, and later on tonight, northwest Arkansas, they could have some snow. Temperatures outside were in the 70s. They'll begin to drop off tonight. So that's kind of a synopsis of what's been going on. But this is the current. The red flag warning is in effect for a good part of Arkansas. And as you'll see, this reflects an uptick in the fire danger to extreme for a good part of the state. All right, so burn bans in effect. Most of Arkansas now is filling in, and I would imagine several more counties here will fill in the next couple of days. It's just very dry. We're not expecting much in the way of any rainfall until Sunday. The system that moved through today did not bring any rain. All right, think back to that red flag warning. National Weather Service right before 5 o'clock brought us into the extreme category for wildfire danger, and this is going to be really for the foreseeable future. Extreme is the highest you can go. That does include the Little Rock metro area and central and eastern Arkansas. So we have that to deal with. And, you know, the clicker would die. Okay, well, now it's back. All right, let me get another clicker. These darn clickers, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. This is really an important graphic because the observed max gust today, we've had a lot of people say, how high is the wind out there? Jonesboro, the highest gust at 63 miles per hour. Even in Little Rock, 51. Conway, 59. These are non-thunderstorm related winds. These are just the winds from this system today. And they're a little higher than the winds that we had over the weekend, and they continue to howl out there. 5 o'clock, these are your current winds with gusts. Little Rock, the gust 45 miles per hour, 43 mile per hour gusts up in Clinton, 36 Harrison. Sustained winds have been in that 20 to 30 mile per hour range all day. And as we head through the evening hours, the wind gusts are going to stay high, but later on tonight, they'll drop off, especially heading into Thursday morning. And by tomorrow afternoon, sustained winds of about 10 to 15 with gusts of around 20 to 25 miles per hour. There will be some improvement as the storm system that's causing all of this mess moves away from us. On the south end of the system where we have the front, it's dry, but we do have watch boxes in effect over the Ohio Valley. On the back side of the system, we're wrapping in some colder air and even a few snowflakes that may occur in northwest Arkansas. And we are going to see clouds roll in later on tonight. Watch, there you go. Higher elevations, northwest Arkansas could pick up a little bit of snow. For the rest of us, it's going to be a cloudy sky all the way through tomorrow morning. The clouds will break up. We'll get some sunshine Thursday, a little bit more in the way of some cloud cover coming up on Friday. And that'll take us to our weekend storm. The best chance of rain and thunder will be on Sunday, and we'll talk about that chance of strong to severe thunderstorms tonight at 6 o'clock. Lows tonight, 30s and 40s. A cold night ahead here in Little Rock. We'll bottom out at 40 with a snow flurry in North Arkansas. Tomorrow, a much cooler day. It will be a breezy day. Northwest winds 15 to 25. The high tomorrow is 60. And your THV11 7-day forecast will bump back up into the 70s as we head into your weekend. We got that chance of storms Sunday and then more 70s on the other side of the weekend. We're off to break and we're back with more in just a moment. Oh, I was going to say the tower cam looking at the south of 630. I think that West Park Meadows Apartments is just south of 630, the one that we are seeing on Teams.
Latest information, a new hot spot in Little Rock is prompting evacuations. We're hearing that West Park Meadows Apartments, this is a view roughly from our tower cam here in downtown Little Rock of the area. We're getting word that police are knocking on doors of those apartments asking people to evacuate because that fire is so close to those apartments. Haven't heard whether it's mandatory, but police are taking the precautions. Also in that general area right now is THV11's Carter Thweet. They had a fire reported behind the Walmart on Bowman near Chenal Parkway. Carter, let's check back in with you.
Yeah, Rolly, things seem a little better here, maybe just based on what we can see. Looking at the Walmart, we can't really make out much smoke, which we could definitely see some over the top of the Walmart when we got here. It's in the woods behind Walmart, in between the neighborhood that's back there and then the Walmart that's here on Bowman. Still though, they're not taking any chances. I spoke with a Walmart worker who said they were evacuated around 3:40 along with all customers, and then about 40 Walmart associates just came back through here, said they were getting their cars and leaving. So it doesn't seem like things will be reopening for some time, but at least from what we can see, maybe doesn't seem like it's severe as it once was. And obviously we're working to learn more from the fire departments and those involved. Hope to have that information for you in the 6 o'clock. For now, gonna send it back to you.
All right, Carter, we've got a couple of road closure updates to bring you. The state police continuing to keep I-530 closed between exits 12 and 32. That's the fire where Rebecca Brown is standing by. It continues to keep visibility down there. And there is also visibility poor on 67, I-57 at the 69-mile marker in Jackson County. We're back with more after this. Welcome back. Let's get another quick look of West Little Rock and Midtown Little Rock, the different fire scenes that appear to be going right near the city right now.
Yeah, you've got the one way out west near Walmart Bowman. You've got the one that's south of 630 that we think is the apartment complex or near the apartment complex, south of that. And then another one here that's a little farther down. It looks like it's, I don't want to say it's near Central High area, but yeah, everything's pretty much burning out there with these wildfires. Be careful.
We've got updates coming your way at the top of the hour. CBS Evening News is next.